Huge Arsenal transfer news breaking right now. Benjamin Sesko, the red-hot RB Leipzig striker, has just withdrawn from Slovenia's international match due to injury. Could this affect Arsenal's chase for the 22-year-old star? In this video, we're diving deep into the latest twist in Arsenal's pursuit of Sesko, what it means for Mikel Arteta's squad, and how sporting director Andrea Berta is reshaping the Gunners' future. We'll also unpack other massive transfer updates, including a done deal for Martin Zubimendi and Arsenal's shock stance on Gabriel Jesus. Stay locked in for the full breakdown. This is Arsenal News TV, your home for everything Gunners. Let's jump straight into the Benjamin Sesko saga. The Ladies, you're a 22-year-old Slovenian striker who's been lighting up the Bundesliga with RB Leipzig, was set to play for Slovenia against Luxembourg tonight but has pulled out due to an injury picked up late in Leipzig's season. Despite scoring an incredible 21 goals and adding 6 assists across all competitions this year, Sesko's absence from this friendly has raised eyebrows. Slovenia's coach Matteo Tognozzi confirmed Sesko hasn't been able to train, but remains hopeful he could feature against Bosnia and Herzegovina next week. Tognozzi said, and I quote, "This means an opportunity for someone else. It calls for us to find some solution." Now, Gooners, does this injury worry you for Arsenal's transfer plans? Let's dig deeper. Sesko's been a prime target for Arsenal as Mikel Arteta looks to bolster the front line for the 2025-26 season. The Gunners have been crying out for a clinical number 9, and Sesko's record makes him a dream fit. Before Leipzig, he led Red Bull Salzburg to 3 straight Austrian titles, showing he's got the winning mentality Arteta craves. With a reported $67.5 million release clause in his Leipzig contract, which still has 4 years left, Arsenal see him as a long-term investment. The club's new sporting director, Andrea Berta, is spearheading this move, and sources say Arsenal are leaning towards Sesko over other targets like Sporting CP's Victor Gyökeres. Why? Sesko's just 22 with a higher ceiling for growth, while Gyökeres at 26 is seen as pricier and less proven outside Portugal. But here's where it gets juicy. Arsenal's hierarchy, including co-chairman Josh Kroenke, believes Sesko could be the next big thing. Think Alexander Isak, but without the regret of missing out. The downside, his price tag could climb to $75 million, which has sparked internal debates about value. As a fallback, Arsenal have reignited interest in Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, a proven Premier League scorer with 17 goals and 14 assists last season. Watkins turns 30 in December, but at a lower cost he could be a smart short-term fix. Meanwhile, PSG's Goncalo Ramos was offered to Arsenal, but his high-wage demands have cooled interest. Who do you think Arsenal should prioritize, Sesko, Gyökeres, or Watkins? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's pivot to another massive update. Martin Zubimendi to Arsenal is reportedly a done deal. The 26-year-old Real Sociedad midfielder with a $51 million release clause is set to be Arsenal's first summer signing. Despite Zubimendi recently praising Real Madrid's new boss Xabi Alonso, calling him his idol, sources close to Arsenal insist they're not worried. The Gunners believe the deal is locked in, and Zubimendi's arrival will add steel and creativity to Arteta's midfield. Picture this: Zubimendi anchoring the midfield, freeing up players like Declan Rice to push forward. This could be a game changer for Arsenal's title push. But wait, there's more. Arsenal are also shaking things up off the pitch. Andrea Berta is close to bringing in Matteo Tognozzi, a former Juventus and Granada recruitment specialist, to join his team. Tognozzi is expected to replace Jason Ado, who left last month, and his arrival signals Arsenal's intent to dominate the transfer market. Berta and Tognozzi, who have a long-standing professional relationship, are building a recruitment machine to back Arteta's vision. With Arsenal finishing second in the Premier League for 3 straight seasons and falling to PSG in last season's Champions League semi-finals, the pressure is on to get these signings right. Let's talk about another surprise. Gabriel Jesus isn't going anywhere. Despite falling down the pecking order and battling a knee injury, Arteta has no plans to sell the 28-year-old striker. In fact, Arsenal are considering a 1-year contract extension for Jesus, whose deal runs until 2027. Why keep him? Arteta sees Jesus as unique, a popular figure in the squad, and a player with Premier League pedigree from his Manchester City days. Replacing him with a like-for-like striker would cost a fortune, and Arteta believes Jesus can still deliver when fit. This decision raises questions. Is Jesus part of Arsenal's long-term plans, or is this a stopgap until Sesko or another striker arrives? Now, let's explore Arsenal's wider transfer strategy. Beyond Sesko and Zubimendi, the Gunners are targeting a backup goalkeeper, a defender, a central midfielder, and possibly a wide forward. One name popping up is Real Madrid's Rodrygo, with Arsenal ready to offer $59 million for the 24-year-old Brazilian winger. Rodrygo wants to be a regular starter, and with Kylian Mbappe's arrival pushing him down Real Madrid's pecking order, Arsenal see an opportunity. Some squad members have even reached out to Rodrygo to sell him on life in London, but Real Madrid are holding firm, demanding closer to $100 million. Can Arsenal pull this off? Or will they turn to alternatives like Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams or Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers? Speaking of Rogers, Aston Villa have slapped a $100 million plus price tag on the 22-year-old attacking midfielder after inquiries from Arsenal and Chelsea. Rogers, who racked up 14 goals and 15 assists last season, is seen as a rising star, but Villa are adamant he's not for sale. This could force Arsenal to look elsewhere, with Bayern Munich's Leroy Sané and Real Madrid's Rodrygo still in the mix. Meanwhile, Arsenal are also in talks for Genk's 17-year-old Greek starlet Konstantinos Karetsas, a $38 million rated attacking midfielder. But here's the catch. Signing Karetsas could block the path for Arsenal's own academy gems, Ethan Nwaneri and Max Dowman, both left-footed attacking midfielders with huge potential. Nwaneri scored 9 first-team goals last season, and 15-year-old Dowman is tipped for a breakout. Should Arsenal risk unsettling their youngsters for Karetsas? Let's circle back to Sesko. His injury isn't expected to derail a potential move, but it's a reminder of the risks in the transfer market. Arsenal's pursuit of a striker is critical. Last season, their lack of a clinical finisher cost them in tight games. Sesko's 21 goals for Leipzig show he can deliver, but at $75 million, the stakes are high. If Arsenal land him, imagine a front three of Sesko, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli, with Zubimendi and Rice controlling the midfield. That's a squad built to challenge for the Premier League and beyond. But if the Sesko deal falls through, Watkins or even Ramos could step in as plan B. What's your take, Gooners? Is Sesko worth the price, or should Arsenal go for a proven Premier League option? Around the halfway mark, let's pause for a quick call to action. What do you think of Arsenal's transfer moves so far? Are you excited about Sesko, Zubimendi, or maybe Rodrygo? Drop a comment below and let us know. If you're loving this deep dive, a quick like would mean the world to Arsenal News TV. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. Arsenal's transfer window is shaping up to be a blockbuster. Josh Kroenke has promised investment, saying, "We plan to invest to get behind winning and doing better next season." With Berta and Tognozzi leading the charge, Arsenal are moving decisively. They're also eyeing a new backup goalkeeper, with Chelsea's Kepa Arrizabalaga a potential target thanks to his $5 million release clause. Kepa impressed on loan at Bournemouth last season, and at that price, he could be a steal. Add in a potential defender signing and a winger like Rodrygo or Nico Williams, and Arsenal's squad depth could be unmatched. But it's not just about signings. Arsenal's academy is buzzing, and players like Nwaneri and Dowman are proof of the club's bright future. The potential Karetsas deal, though, has sparked debate. At $38 million, he's a big investment for a 17-year-old, and fans are worried it could send the wrong message to homegrown talents. If Nwaneri and Dowman can't break through, what hope is there for other academy stars? It's a delicate balance for Arteta and Berta. Build for now, but don't block the path for tomorrow's stars. As we wrap up, let's summarize the key points. Benjamin Sesko's injury hasn't derailed Arsenal's interest, with the 22-year-old striker still their top target at $67.5 million to $75 million. Martin Zubimendi's $51 million move is reportedly a done deal, and Gabriel Jesus is set to stay with a possible contract extension. Arsenal are also chasing Real Madrid's Rodrygo, Genk's Karetsas, and a backup goalkeeper like Kepa, while keeping tabs on Villa's Morgan Rogers and Bilbao's Nico Williams. Andrea Berta's recruitment revolution, with Matteo Tognozzi joining the team, shows Arsenal mean business. The 2025-26 season is shaping up to be a defining one for Mikel Arteta's Gunners. What's next for Arsenal? Will Sesko be the missing piece in their title puzzle, or will they pivot to Watkins or Ramos? Can Zubimendi and Rodrygo elevate this squad to champions? Stay tuned to Arsenal News TV for daily updates on all things Gunners. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and tell us in the comments what you want us to cover next. Until then, keep the faith, Gooners. This could be our year.